His success is truly impressive. He started from the bottom and climbed his way to the top in the music industry, not just as a rapper, but also as a producer. He then went on into movies, not just as an actor, but figured out a way to get to the top. If you love Power, the hit show on Stars, then this is the man behind it, the executive producer, Curtis Jackson, aka 50 Cent. He has truly defined it's not where you come from, but it's where you're going. His story is inspiring and unlike any others you will ever come across. But what exactly got him to where he's at in his life? It wasn't luck. It wasn't just being at the right place at the right time and meeting the right people. He carved out his success for himself. It was his thinking for sure. But what type of beliefs drove his behavior? And what exactly is fueling him to keep going, to keep succeeding? In his book, Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter, 50 Cent mentioned two characteristics, hustle and fearlessness. Hi, my name is Khalid Faisakam, and in this video we are going to go over one of those characteristics, fearlessness. These are my thoughts based on the book, and we're going to discuss the ideas, concept, or beliefs surrounding fearlessness. Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter is a great book. I love it. But a great book is not going to do me any good if I'm just being entertained by it, just talking about it. So today, I have some questions that I'm going to be answering. What does it mean to be fearless? Why is it important for you? How do you develop this attitude of fearlessness? And how it's going to help you towards the results that you want. It's an idea that's definitely worth sharing. So if you're ready, let's get started. Now before we get into fearlessness, let's talk about fear for a second, because it's derived from the same word. Fear, I agree that it's healthy, it's normal, and it's needed when you're in clear and present danger. It's an automatic response, a signal sent from your brain that is designed to keep you safe, put you in a fight or flight mode. For example, when your house is on fire, you need to get out. You're in a situation where someone is trying to kill you, you need to fight. If an earthquake just hit, then you need to seek safety. Okay, I get that. But how does it play a role in your fear of public speaking? Your fear of writing, your fear of failure, your fear of being judged, your fear of losing, or whatever it is that you're afraid of. Think about that for a second. Where's the clear and present danger in them? What exactly are you being kept safe from? People laughing at you? Being judged? Financial loss? Heartbreak? Are most of your fears really keeping you safe, or are they keeping you in a prison? A prison that you became comfortable living in. How can you truly create and live the life that you desire if you're always afraid? Now you may not like this, but you were told a lie that you accepted as a truth, a lie that limits you, a lie that is there to keep you exactly where you're at. They're like invisible chains preventing you from moving forward, designed to keep you safe and comfortable, safe in your own little prison and comfortable being afraid. Well, I'm here to give you some great news though. You don't have to believe these lies anymore. You can learn to believe something different that will set you free. This will be your key, because as 50 Cent puts it, what lies on the other side of fear isn't danger or even death, but freedom. Let that sink in for a second. Freedom is doing what you want, when you want, and how you want, as 50 puts it. In other words, it's a life without limits, without those invisible chains. Whatever it is that you want to do, you're doing it by choice, not because you're afraid. So what does it mean to be fearless? It's not what most people think. It's not that you're without fear, but rather you don't let it control your life. You don't let it hold you back from taking action, from improving, from learning, from expanding, from creating, from becoming the person that you set out to be. You may have some fear, but you don't let it dominate your thinking. It's not where you live. It's not something you're comfortable with. It's the essence of fearlessness. You weren't born being afraid of certain things, afraid of losing, afraid of making mistakes, afraid of people judging you, afraid of speaking to a group, afraid of starting a business, afraid of working 14 hours a day. Nobody's born with these fears. So where did it come from then? We learned them. Fearlessness is also a learned behavior. 50 Cent will be the first to tell you that in his book. His fearlessness was developed and nurtured over time and experience. It's an attitude of the mind, a belief in freedom. It's a habit of thinking, a habit of looking at things. It's all about perception. All of your behaviors are programming, are learned. Walking, running, cooking, using the restroom, looking both ways before crossing the street. Don't talk to strangers, save your money, don't gamble, go to college, get an education, get a good job. Vote, give back, feed the poor, Netflix and chill. You learned them all consciously or unconsciously from your environment, society, family upbringing, the education system, television, your experience in life, and the people that you surround yourself with. Most of it you learned unconsciously. If what you're afraid is not life-threatening, then it's not natural. You weren't born with them. You learned them, but you can also learn to overcome them. Now, why is this important for you? Why is it important that you develop this characteristic of fearlessness? Because it empowers your thinking, your behavior, your actions. It's essential for your success, from living the life that you want, whatever that may look like. Can you see how being afraid will hinder you or even stop you dead in your tracks? That is keeping you inside of a prison. If you're afraid of failure, why bother trying, right? If you're afraid of public speaking, then you'll choose to pass up on a lot of opportunities. If you're afraid of success, you'll pass up on promotions, opportunities, and anything with more responsibility. If you're afraid of losing money, you'll always slave for someone else. The thought of going into business for yourself will never cross your mind. Being afraid and not trying then becomes a habit of thought, a habit of action or inaction. In psychology, it's called learned helplessness. Some people call it living like a coward. I call it a prison. Is that how you really want to live? Watching others move their pieces on the board, watching others enjoying themselves, watching others winning, never playing, afraid of losing? Well, let me say that in a different way. Is that really how you want to die? Dying and knowing that you never really lived. Dying and knowing that you never really tried. I'll let you answer that. How do you embrace a new attitude, fearlessness? Let's see how we can make fearlessness sink down deep inside our soul. Let's take a look at 50 Cent's advice on developing a new mindset on fearlessness. There's 3 things that are very important. Take some notes. Number 1, don't be afraid to get hit. This is all about perception. 2, face it head on. This is about taking action. 3, raise your hand. This is about developing a habit. So let's go over them and talk about them a little bit. 1, don't be afraid to get hit. Growing up, he used to train in the neighborhood gym, boxing. There's 2 ways that you can look at getting hit. 1 is that it hurts. And then following that will usually come with more negative self-talk. Oh, I don't know if I can do this. I don't like this. I'm just going to find something else to do. Now mentally, you're already choosing to give up. The second way you can look at getting hit is that it's going to make you a better fighter. Your thoughts will follow with how can I get hit less? You want to improve. You're making a mental note of your opponent's striking patterns, his footwork, etc. When you're not afraid to get hit, it makes you a better fighter. This is the attitude that you want not just in the ring, but in life as well. Getting hit, failure, losing is feedback. It becomes lessons, experience. 50 mentions this in his books.